The dark side of perception. Since ancient times, there has been a bitterly sarcastic saying, "The fool teaches the wise, the ignorant becomes the teacher of the knowledgeable." This is not just a lament from folklore, but a reality that exists in every era and society. People are not afraid of ignorance itself. What is truly frightening is when those who lack knowledge do not realize it, and worse, they seek to impose their ignorance on others. In today's gospel, Jesus presents a satirical, yet tragic image of perception. Can a blind man lead a blind man? Will they not both fall into a pit? This question is not merely about physically blind individuals, but is a metaphor for the blindness of thought, perception, and morality. When someone who has no light attempts to guide others, the inevitable result is that both fall into the abyss. But an even more terrifying reality is this. People do not merely allow the blind to lead them. They praise, support, and trust in such guidance. This is no longer just a farce, it is a tragedy. The blind leading the blind, a tragedy of perception. A rhetorical question with immense impact. Jesus poses a seemingly simple question. Can a blind man lead a blind man? Will they not both fall into a pit? This is not just a visual description of an absurd situation, but a profound metaphor for the disaster of misguided perception. Imagine a blind person confidently assuming the role of a guide, leading a crowd down a path he himself cannot see. Anyone watching would recognize the tragedy in this. But what is even more alarming is that those who can see trust the blind leader, allowing themselves to be led straight into disaster. Why does this paradox exist? Is humanity too accustomed to entrusting its fate to those who lack ability? Or is it that people are too lazy to think, too lazy to seek the truth? So they accept any leader, as long as he appears authoritative. Reality shows that wisdom does not always dictate leadership. Often the loudest and most confident voices are the ones that gain followers, regardless of whether they actually understand what they are saying. When the incompetent aspire to teach, society has never lacked those who lack knowledge, but love to play the role of the wise. They lack intellectual foundations, but possess an excess of recklessness in their speech. And it is precisely this recklessness that makes them all the more dangerous. They may know nothing about science, yet they confidently lecture on academic matters. They may lack morality, yet they condemn others' ethics. They may have no grasp of truth, yet they impose their beliefs on others. Even worse, society often follows such people. Many are easily drawn to eloquent words and grand slogans, even if they hold no real value. A lie repeated often enough can become truth. History has proven that the ignorant, when skilled at manipulating the masses, often rise to power. And when a society is governed by such individuals, tragedy is inevitable.